Hey guys, Golden Eagle here. Welcome to another edition of Black Ops 2 Reflections, a weekly series in which I will look back at different topics about Black Ops 2 until the release of Call of Duty Ghosts. This week, I have some gameplay using the KSG and the Crossbow on the map Frost. Shout out to Black Fox on Instagram for suggesting this week's topic, which is the best guns for each map in Black Ops 2. Now, when doing this, I was considering including all of the maps in the game, including the DLC maps, but then I thought that everyone might not have every DLC map, and talking about that many maps would probably get repetitive, so I decided to just focus on the original maps that came with the game. Now, you could probably use any weapon on any map if you know how to get yourself into positions that focus on that weapon's strengths, but I'm just going to give you guys my opinions about the best weapons to use based on how the map is laid out. First, let's start with Aftermath. It's one of the largest maps in Black Ops 2, but actually, most of the action takes place in the middle of the map, where there are more medium to close range engagements in between the rubble and indoors and whatnot. So I would suggest using either the MTAR or the Type 25. Both of these are assault rifles that are good at all ranges, so if you find yourself in the middle of the map, they will help in medium range or sometimes even in close range fights, and if you are on the edges of the map, they will help with the long range fights. Next we have the map Cargo. Here, there are a few long lines of sight on the cargo containers and up in the window in the building in the middle of the map, but for the most part your encounters will be in the middle of the map or flanking around the sides of the map. Because of this, I would suggest either the MSMC or Peacekeeper for this map. They're both longer range SMGs that will do well when trying to get to either side of the map. Carrier is the next map in Black Ops 2. This map is almost all wide open long lines of sight with only two small buildings for close quarters fights. So, I would suggest either the DSR or Ballista sniper rifles, or the FAL or DSR assault rifles, or any of the LMGs for this map. All of these have really long ranges. I would not suggest using any SMGs or shotguns on this map because you will die a lot by getting picked off trying to rush to either side of the map. Moving on, we have the map Drone. This map is interesting because there is one long line of sight that is good for snipers that overlooks the middle of the map, but other than that, the fights are mostly at medium range along the sides of the map. So I would suggest the DSR if you want to hang back and only watch the middle, or the MTAR or AN-94 if you want to take the side routes. Next is the map Express. Most of the fighting on this map takes place inside the building or the trains. There are some windows that overlook parts of the map, but it is really easy to flank people here by either coming from the inside of the map or climbing the ladder to the building in the middle. This is why I would suggest using an SMG or a shotgun on this map. Two good ones are the MP7 or the R870. Hijacked is the smallest map in the original set of maps in Black Ops 2. Almost all of the action takes place at close quarters, so I would suggest an SMG with a high rate of fire like the Vector or Scorpion, or any of the shotguns besides the KSG for this map. Meltdown is the next map, and most of this map contains long lines of sight unless you are inside one of the 4 buildings or in the shower room. So I would suggest either the FAL or M8A1 to pick people off who are going to the middle of the map, or an SMG like the MSMC or MP7 to flank people who are in the buildings. Even though the buildings overlook most of the map, I would not really recommend using a sniper here because most likely you will get caught off guard with someone coming from behind you, because there are 3 different ways into each of the 2 main buildings, so it's easy to get flanked from behind. Next is the map Overflow. This map almost exclusively has long lines of sight where most of the fighting takes place, especially the alleyway that leads into the room on top of the B flag in Domination. Everyone always runs down this way or tries to snipe here. I found that I did best with the QBB LSW LMG on this map. You can sit back and watch the alleyways and wait for people to come to you and pick them off. And this LMG has a fast rate of fire, so if someone gets a little too close to you, you can still mow them down pretty quickly. Plaza is the next map on the list. Here, I actually like to use the Chickum CQB if I'm going to stick to the indoor side of the map with the nightclub. This is because you can still pick people off at medium ranges when you spawn and are trying to get to that side of the map, and then stick to close quarters once you do get inside. If you can master how the Chickum fires in 4-round bursts, you can kill people quickly at pretty much any range, unless it is really, really long range where you need a sniper or a long range assault rifle. If you want to stick to the other side of the map or the middle, then the AN-94 is a good choice for fighting people at those ranges. You could also use the DSR to pick people off from the 2 high spots on either building overlooking the middle of the map. And these spots are pretty easy to defend because people can only climb up from either your left or your right, depending on which side you're on, so you only have to watch your back from one direction. Raid is one of the most well-rounded maps for me, and might be my favorite from Black Ops 2. I think that you could do well with any weapon on this map, except maybe for shotguns. You could use LMGs, assault rifles, or snipers to watch the long lines of sight, and it's pretty easy to flank around the sides of the map with SMGs. But I found that when using shotguns, other guns would outgun me at slightly longer ranges than the shotgun could hit them at. So I would suggest SMGs if you want to rush, or any of the other 3 if you want to stay at longer ranges. On the map Slums, I like to use the burst fire assault rifles, the M8A1 and the SWAT 5.56. I mostly defend the middle of the map, and it is easy to pick people off who are coming out of either spawn if you stay nearby the statue in the middle. Standoff is a map that has a wide open area in the middle and flanking routes on the sides of the map. For some reason, I tend to do well with the KSG on this map. If you stick to flanking around the sides of the map, and you constantly have your sights up and have good accuracy, then this gun should help you out on this map. But you can always use a DSR or ballista if you want to go into one of the many windows and snipe people while overlooking parts of the map. Next, we have the biggest map in Black Ops 2, Turbine. This map is great for snipers because there are many areas where the lines of sight are so long that other weapons just cannot compare. If you want to be a little more aggressive, use the FAL because it really is the best assault rifle for long range in my opinion. And finally, we have the last original map, Yemen. Again, I would stick to a longer range weapon here. I found that when I tried to flank around with SMGs here, I would always lose gunfights because there would be always someone at a long range who I cannot shoot back at. I have enjoyed using the MK48 and LSAT SMGs on this map instead of hanging back and trying not to rush, because then you can easily pick people off who are trying to rush at you. Okay guys, so that's all of the best weapons for each of the original maps in Black Ops 2. Once again, thanks to Black Fox on Instagram for suggesting this week's topic. Next week will probably be the last episode of this series because Ghosts will be released the following week. So leave a topic about Black Ops 2 for next week's video here, or on Instagram, and I'll give you a shout out if I choose yours. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.
Alpha lockdown.